Welcome back, students. Today I'm here to talk to you about a school-wide program that we've adopted called PBIS. PBIS is a way for us to communicate to our students our expectations across all areas of the school and to reward students for achieving and exceeding those expectations. PBIS stands for Positive Behavioral Interventions and Supports. PBIS improves the social, emotional, and academic outcomes for all students. It is a way to create positive, predictable, equitable, and safe learning environments where everyone can thrive. And PBIS improves the social emotional competence, academic success, and our school climate. The purpose of a PBIS behavior matrix, like you may see hanging in your classroom, is to identify and display positive behaviors across all school contexts and settings. It is a reference that helps the school community consistently reinforce our key behavioral expectations during our students' daily routines. Across the top of our MJHS behavior matrix, you'll see that there are three pillars that we work to instill in our students. In the first column, better together. In the second, relentless effort. And lastly, stand up and own it. Along the blue column of the PBIS matrix, you'll see all areas of the building: classroom, hallways, cafeteria, restroom, auditorium, technology, bus, and all areas. In the classroom, you can show better together by being an advocate for yourself and others, by being inclusive and being engaged and actively participating. In the cafeteria, you can show relentless effort by being polite and using manners. You can also show relentless effort by using appropriate volume and language. In the auditorium, you can stand up and own it by being silent during presentations and refraining from using technology. Soon, students will watch videos in your hives written, filmed, directed, and edited by former MJHS student council members. After you watch these videos, you'll complete a Google form quiz about the videos to earn some Hornet points. When a staff member gives you a Hornet point for meeting or exceeding expectations, step 1 is to write your first and last name on your Hornet point. As you collect Hornet points, store them in an envelope in your Hive classroom. You could keep them in a Ziploc baggie. You could keep them in your pencil pouch, but keep them somewhere safe so that you don't lose them when it's time for the Hornet Point store to open. Step 3, a student council member will be in your Hive classroom on Mondays to track your Hornet points. They will hole punch your Hornet point, and then you will be able to spend it at the Hornet Point store on Monday. Students earn Hornet points by meeting and exceeding staff expectations. The points they earn can be then redeemed for rewards at the PBIS store. Some examples of ways to earn Hornet points are being kind to your classmates, working well in your group, doing an assignment in class without being redirected and staying focused, completing your iReady requirements on time, turning in your homework, staying focused during a lecture, participating in class discussions, staying seated when that is the expectation, helping another person without being asked, supporting someone if they're being mistreated by a classmate. Throw away any old Hornet points you have from last year if you're a current 8th grader. You will create an envelope to keep all of your points, as I previously mentioned, or you can choose to use a pencil pouch or a Ziploc bag. The PBIS store will be open every Monday in the cafeteria during lunch. You have to bring your tickets to spend at the store. You're not allowed to return to your lockers to get them, and they must be hole punched and tracked. As I previously stated, a student council member will come around to your hive every Monday to track your Hornet points, to count how many you've accumulated and tallied up in the computer. Once they've been hole punched, you'll be able to spend them at the Hornet Point store. Next, I'd like to show you some examples of items that are available for purchase at the Hornet Point store. As you can see, we have airheads, we have fidgets and poppets. There's school supplies, Play-Doh, pop, candy, chips. I will have Mr. Stanger share this out to you so that you can start thinking about things you might like to work towards in the Hornet Point store. But like I said, we have things like school supplies, We have water bottle stickers. We have sports cards. We have Pokemon cards. We have sunglasses, full size candy bars. A very popular item last year with students was a mystery bag. We called them trick or treat bags, and you could end up with a trick like a bag of trash or something that far exceeds the cost, like a pop and a candy bar and a pass to eat outside. Speaking of passes, we do offer several experiences at the Hornet Point store that you can purchase. They include playing a game of your choice during Hive, uh, eating lunch outside with a friend during your regularly scheduled lunch. You could choose to play a game of basketball or a board game with a teacher of your choice. Or new this year, we're adding the option to purchase a extended recess during a regularly scheduled hive time. There will be more information on that to follow, but there will be a limit on the number of people who can purchase this in a certain week. But during lunchtime, you'll be able to redeem your Hornet points to have your name added to a list where you'll be able to the next day, hopefully, weather permitting, be able to attend a session of recess outside. Students are also able to pay Hornet points to purchase an entire pizza for their lunch table. Combining, you are allowed to combine your Hornet points with other students to earn the 125 points it will cost to have a pizza delivered during lunch. So here's a quick overview of what you can purchase at the Hornet Point store. There's a few other things I haven't mentioned: scrunchies, croc gibbets. We have Hornet tattoos, and sometimes we'll have items that aren't in there every week, but just things that are special or something that we only have a limited number of. In addition to having Hornet points in our PBIS matrix in the Hornet Point store, every Wednesday you will be participating in a Hive lesson. That means as a Hive, your teacher is going to lead instruction on a lesson based around one of these principles that I have listed below. Seventh graders and eighth graders will both be working on skill building for our PBIS expectations, as I previously showed you on the matrix. It could revolve around community service, career exploration, social inclusion, and prevention. Some examples of other lessons could include goal setting, decision making, self regulation, communication, and conflict resolution. We may be doing some icebreakers, team building, or relationship building. Last year, we started a tradition called the Breakfast of Champions, and the Breakfast of Champions will happen once quarterly. And at the Breakfast of Champions, each staff member will be able to nominate one student for exhibiting exemplar behaviors related to the PBIS matrix. So this could be anything on the PBIS matrix. It could be that you've shown growth in a certain area, or that you set a great example for your peers, or maybe you're not the best student, but you are super kind and you work well with anyone. So once these students have been nominated by their teachers, they'll be invited to attend a breakfast during their first period class. Mr. Stanger will call their names on their announcements, and then he will read your nominations to the group once you've arrived for the breakfast. One of the first steps that your Hive needs to complete for PBIS is to collaborate with your group to come up with a team name. Your Hive's name must include the name of your teacher in some form. I would like you guys to decorate a poster with the paper provided to represent your Hive. Once you're finished, hang the poster outside of your door, and you have until September 1st to complete this. At that point, a panel of judges will select their favorite poster, and that Hive will win a prize. For example, Mrs. Stanger might choose to do Stanger Stangers. And that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions, you can reach out to Mrs. Boggs or Mrs. Stanger Mr. Stanger, and we'll be happy to answer those for you. Have a great day.